First off, I'd like to begin this video with a spoiler warning for the Tokyo Revengers manga, as I will be covering key moments throughout the story. I want to say off the bat that I don't hate Kisaki as a character. As an antagonist, he's not bad at all. He's been easily the best antagonist in Tokyo Revengers so far and very enjoyable. However, what I do hate is his character and motivation, which we find out about at the climax of the series. I feel that this definitely ruined him, dragging down his quality for me. You can feel free to disagree with me in the comments down below, but I think Kisaki's motivation behind everything sucks, and is definitely disappointing for a character built up since the beginning of the story. Now, in this video, I will be dissecting Kisaki's schemes over the course of the series, his character, and then discuss his motivations and the problem that I have with it overall. Before we get into the main points of the video, if you enjoy this video and want to see more discussions like this, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Now, let's get started. So let's discuss the schemes that Kisaki comes up with over the course of the series. Now, we're going to begin talking about the Mobius arc first, and Kisaki during that time orchestrated both the Mobius gang and Toman gang to fight in order to kill Draken. Now, the reason he wanted Draken killed was so that he could place himself as right-hand man to Mikey, replacing Draken. This plan was pretty good initially until after the brawl, Takemichi was able to save Draken by stalling for time and protecting him himself. After his plan with Mobius fails, Kisaki becomes 3rd Division captain because of the void filled by Pa Chin. Now, we get into the Valhalla arc, where Kisaki's plan is to have the Valhalla gang and Toman battle on the day known as Bloody Halloween, where Valhalla was initially supposed to win, with Mikey joining Kisaki as co-leaders. Now, this plan goes awry due to the fact that Baji and Takemichi both work on stopping Mikey from joining Kisaki, and Baji himself trying to kill Kisaki. This plan unfortunately doesn't work, as Baji dies in the process, but Mikey prevents himself from ever joining Kisaki as leader, and Toman win the day again. Now, this plan itself was also really well done, but once again, Takemichi's there to stop anything from happening. Now we move into the Black Dragons arc, where Kisaki was able to manipulate Takemichi, Chifuyu, and Hakai so that they could fight Taiju, the current leader of the Black Dragons, on Christmas Day. Now, this plan mostly succeeds up until Takemichi comes in and just through sheer force of will and determination is able to hold off Taiju until Mikey and Draken show up. When they show up, they just completely steamroll all of the Black Dragons with ease. And Taiju's beaten by Mikey, and this leaves Kisaki completely lost. And with this, he's fired from Toman, and no one trusts him anymore. So you'd think this would be the end of his plans, but as we find out going on next, it isn't. Finally, in the Tanjiku arc, Kisaki's last plan was to find Emma and Mikey's brother, Izana, and they joined forces to get revenge on Toman and Mikey in particular. This was supposed to lead to Mikey giving in after slowly breaking him over time, including Kisaki with his own hands killing Emma, and with the end result being Mikey letting them take over Toman. But once again, his plans are foiled by Takemichi. While in a fit of rage, Kisaki ends up shooting and killing Izana by accident when he was defending one of his old friends. Now, this leads to the arc coming to its conclusion, where Takemichi and Kisaki have their final showdown, ending with Kisaki's reveal of his motivations and dying by the infamous truck that shows up in every manga just about. Now, this was really just a summary of Kisaki's plans, as they were a lot more in-depth and complex than I actually talked about, but you can just see that he had a lot of scheming and intricate plans that on paper would have been really successful if it wasn't for the brick wall of determination that is Takemichi. So I just wanted to really emphasize that Kisaki is a really smart guy, and as a villain goes, he's really crafty, and I really enjoy what he had going so far with him. And this only covers just what happened in the past of Tokyo Revengers. As we see in the alternate futures that happen throughout the series, he's killed Hinata several times. Sometimes he used Akun to do it. We've seen another version of him kill Chifuyu. We've seen him kill members of Toman, and he's ruined countless other lives in the process of his ascent. Now let's get into the character of Kisaki Teda. We see via flashback that Kisaki as a child was a very nerdy and shy boy. He didn't have many friends at school, and oftentimes this made him feel lonely, even though he was highly intelligent. This changed when he met Hinata Tachibana, the first person who ever treated him with kindness, leading him to fall madly in love with her. However, things changed one day when Hinata was being bullied by others. Instead of helping her, Kisaki hid away in fear. This led to Takemichi, unaware of Kisaki's presence, saving Hinata from the bullies. This was the day Hinata fell in love with Takemichi, crushing Kisaki's dreams of being with her and causing immense hatred and jealousy towards Takemichi. This had driven him towards his goal, in which I'll talk about in a second, and left him so determined he didn't care who he had to kill to get in his way. Now that we've gotten all that out of the way with his schemes and his character, let's talk about what I'm really here for, Kisaki's motivations. So as we find out in the final battle between Takemichi and Kisaki, his sole goal is to get Hinata to marry him. He just wants to be with her. And I found that insanely disappointing. Like, you're telling me that Kisaki, this highly intelligent guy, and yes, I understand he's a kid, kids think stupid things and come up with ridiculous ideas, but you're telling me this intelligent guy who's been scheming the entire time, has been built up since the beginning of the series, is just in love with a girl, and then he's just mad jelly that she got with another guy? To the point where he commits mass murder, countless atrocities, makes gangs fight each other, and ends up killing her by ramming her with a truck several times in different futures. All because he didn't get with her. I just find that mad disappointing. Like, once again, I get that he's a kid, but I don't feel like hyping up a villain like that is really worth it. Like, overall, like I said, Kisaki is a really good character, and I think he was a good villain for the series. But I definitely think he went from being a really top villain in my book to kind of just being mid because of the fact that his motivations honestly suck, in my opinion. So I don't know what else to really say on that front besides he just came off really weak at the end, and his death was just so abrupt. It was funny, but it was abrupt. So that's really it, man. Like, you could have done so much better with him. I hope you all understood where I was coming from with this discussion and enjoyed my take on it. Let me know what you think about Kisaki in the comments down below. And this has been The Devil's Arrow. And until next time, have a great day, guys.